Um, Perfect. So I'm here today to talk to you about Showcase to make sure that your team knows and understands the opportunity you have with Showcase, and also talk about the exclusive partnership that Presidio has with Showcase. Um, Before I get started, is there anybody here who already has used Showcase on one of their listings? I know I've talked to a few people here and there, maybe.
You
Okay,
guys can
well,
unmute yourselves and talk if you need.
you can be interactive. It's okay. I won't bite. Um, well, my goal is I'm hoping to see more of you showcasing by the end of this. I'm going to go through today a lot of different things. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to come off mute. You can interrupt me as much as you want. My feelings do not get hurt. And I'll also save some time for questions down at the end as well. So, um, first thing we're going to do today is we're going to look at what Showcase can actually do for your listings. And then we're also going to look at why Presidio has such a unique opportunity with Showcase and some of the resources that Zillow has built specifically for your team. And I do want to emphasize that that's actually specifically for your team. This isn't something we do for every team. Presidio is very special. So today, we are also going to cover a little bit of training, but it's not going to be a very technical training on Showcase today. We'll get into it enough that you understand how to create a showcase when you're ready, and you'll know the function of it. But more importantly, what I really want you to know is where to go to when you need help. So I'm going to be presenting today kind of something we have that's new for you. And what that is actually we've built a new resource. It's called our Presidio Onboarding Hub that I'll make a little debut a little bit later, but most of you probably have not seen that yet. All right. So, like I said, what I really want you to do is I want you to walk away today with a better sense of where Showcase can help with your business. And maybe that's helping you win more listings. Maybe it's getting more engagement on the listings you already have, or breathing new life into kind of some stale listings, or maybe it's just giving your clients a better experience, so that when they think of real estate, they think of you, and you're the first referral that comes up. So, with that, let's get started with the obvious question, which is why Showcase? So, we all know that standing out with sellers really has never been harder. I have been an agent myself. I've been in the real estate industry since the early 2000s. Don't date me. So, I know what competition really feels like. And it can seem sometimes like everybody around you suddenly has a real estate license when you are going after a new listing. You sometimes may have a part-time agent competing against you who is a very serious agent who is full-time, and you're competing for that exact same listing. So that's part of why Zillow created Showcase. We wanted to give serious agents another way to set themselves apart. You're putting in a lot of work. I know what goes into this. You are dedicated to your business, and that's why we want you to have the tools that will actually help you show a seller tangibly. You can actually show it to them what you can do for their property that another agent may not be able to do. So that's really what Showcase was designed to do. And at the highest level, it's pretty simple. We designed Showcase to help you win more listings and help you amplify the listings that you already have. So what does that actually look like behind the scenes? In a nutshell, Showcase gives agents a really big competitive edge. You have access to some premium, that's probably the word, marketing tools, and your team also has custom premium tools that are now built specifically for Presidio. And again, that's not something 99.9% of our teams have, even teams that are already Showcase agents. So you will get that. You also get some standout features on your listings. Your new listings will get a premium placement in search results, and you're going to get some performance tracking with these showcase listings that you can go ahead and show to sellers to show exactly how their property is performing. And the goal of all this is to help you create that really high impact experience for sellers. And it gives you another way to stand out, like we were just talking about, and show clients that you are bringing something different to the table. So why Showcase? because we want to win. And showcase listings are seeing some really strong results. They're getting more page views, more saves, and more shares compared with similar non-showcase listings. So that means that buyers are spending more time with those listings and engaging more with them. And all of us know that the more eyes you can get on a listing, the better your chances of finding the right eyes and ultimately getting that home sold. And you can actually see those stats on the screen right up here. But it's not only about engagement with those buyers, with those people who are shopping. Agents using Showcase are also seeing stronger results when it comes to winning listings. We also are seeing Showcase listings selling on average for about 2% more than similar non-Showcase listings. And I mean, 2% can make a really big difference to a seller. And just as importantly, knowing that statistic can be something really powerful you have to talk about with that seller. We also are seeing that agents who are showcasing all of their listings are seeing about 35% more, or they're winning about 35% more listings than other non-showcase agents. So we have a statistics page that backs all of this up, and it stays updated as new data rolls in because we're constantly reevaluating everything. So I'll make sure everybody has access to that after this meeting so that when you're talking about showcase with a client, you have those numbers at your fingertips. And to me, the real big picture with Showcase is that it isn't just about making your listing look better. I mean, you see these numbers here. It's another tool you have to win business and market your listings more effectively and really create that stronger experience for clients. And that seller experience is especially important because we know that Showcase can start working for you before the home even hits the market. So Showcase can be a really strong tool to help you win more listings. The seller at their kitchen table for a listing presentation. If you can show them what you're able to do for their property as a showcase agent and as a Presidio agent, and then show them that that isn't something that every other agent walking through that door can do for them, that immediately gives you that competitive edge. You can see here's how I'm going to help you get more eyes on your property. Here's how we're going to make it stand out. And here's what the experience is going to look like. And that makes a seller feel good. I mean, sellers want to feel like you're going to do something really special for them, right? That's their home is important to them. And they want to know that you're treating it that way. So it builds confidence in you. And it shows that you're really going to work for them. And I see a hand up. Leslie? Was it Leslie?
Yes, hi. I'm
Hi.
Leslie, and thank you so much for coming out today. Um, what I'm the kickback I'm getting is, well, I can just pay Zillow myself to do those things, and it's like, so no, no, you can't. But can you give me some more stats on exactly how buyers or excuse me, sellers are saying, well, I'll just put my property on Zillow and I'll get it sold faster than you can get it sold.
I mean, that's a very sweet thought. You can always go back to those NAR statistics too about just how much more a home sells with. Combine that with, or when you're using an agent, combine that with the statistics from Zillow about what you're going to do as a showcase agent, and then also reinforce that they are not going to be able to do this on Zillow by themselves. This is something that you're going to be able to do for them. They are not going to get that premium placement. They're not going to get a boost in search results. They're not going to get us reaching out to interested parties in their area that have safe searches that match this and sending targeted email advertising. Those are all things we do for showcase listings. And for sale by owners do not have access to that. You have to be an agent to be able to have access to showcase. The other thing I can do for you too, Leslie, is I can get you over those rolling statistics. There's a bunch of other ones in there that you can kind of pick and choose from depending on what that seller's motivations are. If their motivation's money, you can pick one of those statistics to talk to them about money. There's also some statistics in there about speed, how fast the home's going to sell as well. So if there's somebody who really needs to get out of there, we can get you that too. So you can kind of tailor that around what you want to talk to them about.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right. So what makes this partnership really strong for all of you, because there are other agents out there who are showcase agents, but you are Presidio showcase agents. And that means that Zillow has put some extra effort into this relationship with you. We've actually built tools specifically for you to have that conversation. That is the brand new onboarding hub that we're rolling out. We're kind of rolling it out today, actually. I think maybe a few of you have gotten a sneak peek at it, but I don't know if everybody's gotten to see it yet. So this is another layer to the showcase partnership you have specifically as Presidio agents. Our Zillow marketing team is actually who put all of this together for you. So they built resources that will make those seller conversations easier. We've also created, a place where you can come to go and find those resources when you want to know how to create a showcase, when you want to know about media, when you want to know if you're all going to be in one place. Everybody should get that link later today. And I'm really excited about these marketing tools for your team, especially that listing presentation that's in there. We have a listing presentation that's built to talk about exactly why they should list with you, kind of just what we went back to, what we were just talking about. This is something that you can use standalone, or you can even build into existing listing presentations that you already have. The marketing tools that are in here are completely up to you to use how you would like to. These are all branded materials that'll have Presidio on there and Showcase, and they're all really, really pretty and polished. Our marketing team does a really good job. All right, so before we get into how to actually create a showcase, because I did promise we would touch on that today, I did want to show you what Showcase looks like on a real listing. So let's go ahead. So I think, give me one second. I don't think I actually shared my volume with you, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue.
We can hear you.
My screen
The
volume.
video,
Yeah.
the screen
Yep.
share volume. I get it.
Yes. Okay. We're going to try it all over again. Okay. So I did pull up one of Jennifer's listings yesterday that I wanted to show everybody. Just a quick tour of what a showcase listing looks like. I hope everybody knows what a showcase listing looks like, but there are some features that I did want to point out. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Just give me a yell if you can't hear the volume in just a moment. So the first thing that sets a showcase listing apart from a Zillow listing is obviously the highlighted hero images that rotate through the top of the page. So we have 3 to 5 still images that rotate through the top of the page that you get to choose. We also have the option for you to upload a video here. This video can be used as a combination property tour, maybe a little bit about yourself, just really something to set you apart and the property apart as something exclusive and really unique. The other thing we have that's exclusive to showcase listings is we have the virtual staging option. The virtual staging option, as you can see here, when you click on it, you're able to change the look in the property. So as buyers are viewing the property, if maybe this isn't so much their style, but they're really into more of a modern look, they can click modern, and they can come in here and they can see what the property will look like with modern upgrades in there. This again is something that's exclusive to showcase listings. It's not available on standard Zillow listings. This is also a great opportunity to pull up at an open house, direct people to your showcase listing, and as they're wandering around the open house, encourage them to check different spaces with different styles by using this virtual staging. Next on here, we have some enhanced branding for you. So branding as an agent is so important. So we give you an extra space in here to actually draw attention to yourself. You have an option to upload links to your social media accounts, your direct phone number, so people can give you a call if they're interested, and a link back to your website. We really want to drive this traffic back to you. You can also include here a brief bio about yourself. One of the things I always recommend is tailoring this bio to what your goal is. Are your showcase listings to win more listings? Then go ahead and tailor that to winning more listings. We also have a few different contact options here for people who are interested in your listings. They can either press contact here and reach out to you directly, give you a phone call here, or over here on the right-hand side, we also have this contact Jennifer spot right here. So they can go ahead and contact Jennifer directly from here by filling out a little bit of information, pressing contact agent, and that message is going to get pushed through directly to Jennifer's email. The other thing we have that's a little bit different with showcase listings, we have the 3D tour and interactive floor plan. The 3D tour and interactive floor plan are Zillow 3D tours and interactive floor plans. The thing that's a little bit different about the interactive floor plan is the interactive floor plan actually contains some green dots and some blue dots here. So when you press a blue dot, you're going to be taken to where on the property the virtual tour is. And when you press one of the green dots here, you're going to be taken to where the still image was taken there. Another thing that's unique about showcase listings is as you scroll down through the listing, you're going to see photos grouped by rooms. You're in full control of what rooms show up here and what photos show up in these rooms. There's an easy way to select what photos and what rooms appear in here inside of your Zillow Pro platform, and I can go ahead and show you that in a moment. All right, so that is our quick run through of what a showcase listing looks like. But there's some more things that actually happen on the back end as well. So once a listing is turned into a showcase listing, and this can be for brand new listings on the market or listings that have been on the market for, maybe a few months and are getting a little stale, and you've got a price reduction coming up and you want to give a little more life to them. We send out some targeted email advertising on these. So we are looking at those people who have safe searches that reflect kind of some parameters of your listing, or maybe some people that we know are looking at things that match your listing. So we send out that targeted email advertising. You can see kind of an example of that over here on the right-hand side. Neat thing about this is that it is only your property that goes out in that, and it has your contact information in there so people can reach out to you directly. The other thing that happens is we do give you a little sparkle on the map, and we make sure that you stand out on the map. We have showcases as one of our search criterias as well, so people can look for just showcase listings. And then the other thing that we do is once your property is turned into a showcase listing, we do give it a boost in search results for the first 7 days after it's turned into a showcase. After that, it will start gradually falling in search results just to make room for other time sensitive things like open houses or other new showcase listings as well. But like I said, if you have a listing that's stale, fantastic technique is to take that listing, next price reduction, put a showcase on it, and you're going to get even more reaction and more exposure. Also change that first picture so that, people, we don't want to trick them and think it's a new listing, but then they'll get a little more interested. All right, so I did promise that we would go into what a showcase, how we actually create that showcase. The good news is that we've made that part very simple. You don't need to memorize every step of this, and we don't actually need to dive into it super deep today because that's exactly what the new Presidio resources are for. When a listing that or when you have a listing that you want to showcase, you should be able to go into that hub and just follow the steps there to get everything started. But I'll walk you through the high level process today just so you understand what goes into creating a showcase. And please, again, feel free to ask any questions as they come up. All right, so first thing, where do I go? What do I do? For anything with Showcase, you're always going to want to go to app.zillow-workspace.com to get logged in. If you have never logged in before and you don't know your password, you can always select Forgot Password, and we'll go ahead and reset that for you. We should have, I believe, everybody in the system already. First thing that you're going to want to do when you log in there is you're going to want to update your branding. So where we saw Jennifer's information on that listing, phone number, bio, social media links, that's the first thing that you're going to want to do to make sure that that's up to date. You can edit this at any time, but when you get logged in, this is what your main page will look like. There'll be a bottom left-hand corner. It's going to say settings. That's where you're going to want to go to edit those user settings with all of your information. Like I said, social media links, definitely build those out. Those get a really good reaction. All right, so we have that built out. You're all set. Now you're ready to create a listing. So creating a listing is really simple. All you do is above, so we were in that settings menu down here in the bottom left. Up top here, there's a little listing section. When you click on listings, you're going to see a section that says add listing, little button right here. You're just going to click add listing, put in the address, make sure the listing agent says yourself, and then click add listing. Once you've added that listing, you're going to be able to open it up and work inside of it, or probably the screen's just going to transfer right to it. You're going to see this little section right here that says Up Next. So we're working inside of this listing right now. The Up Next section to me is always your to-do list. So that's always what you have to do next for a showcase listing. So this one says, Up Next, stand out on Zillow with Showcase. So we still need to order the showcase for this listing. So you click Order Showcase and Media. When you click that, it's going to take you through the checkout process for the showcase. So you're going to be able to choose your payment method. Once you're done with that, it's going to ask you how you would like to handle media. So we do have a few different options for you when you handle media. If this is an existing listing, you already have photos, you already have that Zillow 3D tour that's required, what you can do is you can click No, I have all required media when it asks you, do you need to order media for your showcase? When you click No, I have all the required media, it'll give you a few options. You get to put in either your photographer's information or select your photographer from a list if your photographer is already in our system. When you put in your photographer's information, we're going to send out an email to them, and they're just going to upload those high resolution photos and the 3D tour into Showcase for us. We tend to pull all of your information from the MLS, and we pull all of your extra pictures from the MLS as well, but we have the photographer upload the high resolution photos because we're going to be blowing these up, and MLSs tend to compress those photos, so we just need a copy of the nice photos first. If this is a new listing on the market and you would like to order media through this platform, you can also do that. If you click Yes, I need to order the media instead of No, I have all required media, you'll be taken to a screen that gives you a few different options. You'll be able to choose from some of our Zillow Select photographers. These are people that we know in your area that have the capability to capture that 3D tour and get that required media for you. Or you can use our Zillow Media Experts. Zillow Media Experts are available in the Salt Lake area and around the Salt Lake area. So a lot of your listings should be covered by this service area. And Zillow Media Experts are Zillow employed photographers who are fantastic. They work very well. They also have packages that start at about $249 for photos, 3D tour, just the basics package, and they go up to $449 when you start adding in other things and for bigger homes, adding in other things like aerial photography, that kind of stuff. We also have some a la carte things that you can add on as well. So they're very reasonable and they're very reliable. All right, so once the photographer, whoever it is, uploads all that media for you, we do also have an option for you to come in here and edit that listing. So like I said, there is the option to edit that photo carousel that rotates through the top of the page and also those featured rooms. This little media button right here is how you edit that. You just go in there and you're going to see the ability to edit in there. Just keep in mind that you're not actually going to be able to edit this until the photos have fully loaded into the system. So that means the photographers uploaded them, and then we've given it a few hours for processing after that as well. But as soon as that's ready, you can come in here and do that. Just a note as well, showcase listings do not go live as listings until the listing is live on the MLS. So I very much recommend for new listings, if you know you have a new listing coming up in the next 2 weeks, come in here and create this draft now, get everything done, take all of the roadblocks out of the way so that when that listing goes live on the MLS, it will launch as a showcase as well. All right, how's everybody doing? Anybody have any questions so far?
You're doing awesome.
All right. Okay. Another thing that I talked about earlier is that you do get some targeted performance reports for your listing to see how your listing is performing as a showcase as well. So inside of where we just were, so we were in that overview section where we saw the up next section. We talked about the media tab where you can edit the media. Right between there, there's a button that says Listing IQ. Inside of here, once your listing is live as a showcase, you're going to have a performance report. The performance report will show you exactly how many saves, shares, and views your listing has. We can see right here for 7 Iron Court, it looks like 483% more page views than similar listings. This listing is doing outstanding. 223% more saves and 267% more shares. These are really exciting numbers, and sometimes you're going to want to share those with your sellers. So when you come in here, you're going to be able to click Share Report. This is going to generate a report that has all of this information in there, and it also has your information on there. So it's branded with your information, and you can hand this directly over to sellers. The other thing that's really nice about this report is that a little bit down below, it's going to show you how many emails, so that targeted email advertising, how many emails went out on this listing and about what the open rate is as well. Now, I will say occasionally you are going to have a listing that you are going to see maybe not as great performance in here. This is also a great tool to use to leverage when talking to your sellers about things like price reductions, or maybe about, doing some staging or something that you've really been pushing them to do. Use this as that tool to have that conversation. Hey, I did something for your property that should have been getting this many more likes, views, and saves. I can show you what it's been doing for other properties in the area. We're not seeing that on yours, so it's time to go to plan B. I need you to do this for me. So use this however you see fit, but great tool for that. The other thing I forgot to mention too is that in here, you're also going to see where your views are coming from. So it's a really neat tool to know where to target your advertising dollars. Are you seeing all of your views suddenly coming from Montana? Did you have a question, Leslie?
Yes, do we get the contact information for the people that are viewing our listing, or do you keep track of that?
So we don't actually keep track of that, and that's actually just because of a privacy concern. We want to make sure that the people who are searching on here have that bit of privacy. But what you will be able to see is the area that they're coming from. And people will be able to reach out to you directly from here as well.
Okay, but no way to reach back out to them.
Correct. So we're not going to show you who's been viewing the property. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely.
And I had one more question. How long does it take to get your media team to have everything ready? Because if I can't put on the MLS until I get my pictures back, I just need to have is that just a per
Sure.
photographer
So typically
scheduling
for
issue or?
Yeah, so we usually have a lot of different photographers to choose from. So you can usually find somebody with availability that fits your schedule, and then turn around after they've taken the photos. For standard packages is about 24 hours. If you're asking them to do a lot of virtual staging or something like that, they'll have a conversation with you and let you know if it's going to be more like 36 or 48 hours. But typically our turnaround time is 24 hours.
And if we're going to use virtual staging, we have to have that all ready to go before we put it on the MLS.
So virtual staging typically is something that we would do for you. That's an add-on that we have. So if you'd like us to help virtually stage a room, and that's just for your regular pictures. We still do have that virtual staging option on your showcase listings that buyers can use, but this is for still images for you.
Okay, I don't really understand the difference there, the delineation between you doing it and having my photographer do it, or so my
Yeah,
photographer doesn't need to do the virtual tour versions, the modern versus rustic versus,
got it. So are we talking about on the showcase listing where we saw on here where you can kind of slide that and look at different ways that the property can be
yeah,
changed?
that's a Zillow feature, right? But
Correct.
if we want to have virtual staging on our photos that go on the MLS, that's a photographer issue, right?
Mm-hmm. So that's a photographer. So if you hired our photographers, and that's only using our photographers, because you can use your own photographer. If you hire our photographers, they can do that for you, and that's what
I
takes
hear
the
that
extra
there's
few
a
hours.
really big problem using your own photographer with this system. And
It depends.
if we don't use your photographer, it's at your SOL.
I will never let you be SOL. So, what we can do too is that you'll have my contact information after this, and so we can always stay in communication. If you have a photographer that you're really in love with, absolutely you can use them, and I'll be happy to work with them to make sure that they know how to capture that Zillow 3D tour, and then also they'll know exactly how to upload this so we don't run into any issues. I know I've been with Showcase since the beginning of Showcase, so I know the roadblocks that we run into with photographers, and I can usually help navigate them right around that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. That actually opens us up to questions. I mean, I know that was a lot of information, but hopefully everybody has kind of a better understanding of the value of Showcase and then also how to create those Showcase listings. And then also we'll be looking forward to getting that onboarding hub that we have later. So, any questions? Oh, I see Keith. What you got, Keith?
Yeah, back to the why you mentioned win 35% more listings. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, so it's typically the way that we measured this is it's when an agent goes out on a listing presentation or an agent has, a contact that they're trying to win a listing from, agents who are showcasing the majority of their listings and presenting that to those sellers, on average, they're winning 35% of more of those listings appointments than people who are not. So if you're not a showcase agent, you're not talking about showcase. What we can do too is in that statistic, it actually goes into the explanation. That's a very lawyery explanation. So we'll get you that too, so you can get really, really dive deep into it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions I can help answer?
You're so awesome, Karisa. Thank you for your time and effort. And make sure everybody that her contact information, do you want to put that in here? It was on the original invite to this and on the calendar, but if you could possibly put it on this chat for those that are online, that might be a little bit easier too to get a hold of you.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my email in here. Email is the easiest way to get me. I'm usually on calls all day. So phone, you can leave a message for me, but email I'll be able to respond fastest. So I'll get that to you. And then, Tana, is it best to send you over the link to the new onboarding hub as well?
You can send it to me and I'll get it to where it needs to go. And also, I want to
Okay.
tell everybody that's on here that she is also planning on coming to live in Lehigh. We're working on um, making that happen so she can be there and help you guys actually go through your computers even more than she has. So stay tuned for that. And um, also, our vendor did show up. So thank you so much, Carissa. And then everybody online, stay on just for a minute and we will give the vendor a few minutes. Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh,
Can
Leslie,
I
do you have one
ask
last
one more
question?
question?
Yeah.
I was told by my Zillow account rep that I have to have a Presidio email in order to be able to use this. And how do I get one? And I don't have a Presidio email address, so
Okay. Leslie, what's your last name so I could look into that? Because
Saunders.
Saunders. Okay.
Honestly, that's not true. You don't have to.
Well, that's what my Zillow account rep said when I tried to sign up for it. So somewhere, and again, I get different. I've been advertising on Zillow for years, and so I would have thought that this would be easy, but when I go to try to do it, it was like not easy and not helpful. So I'm so glad to meet you, Krista, because um you'll be our ambassador.
Ambassador, exactly that. And the other thing that I'll do too for your team is I'll make sure that you have our support team's contact information as well. Our support team handles all technical issues. So if, you're going to log in and you're using your standard email and it's not working, we can always get you connected with our support team who is available even on weekends to help with all of that too. So you've got me, you've got our support team. We'll make sure you're taken care of.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. All right, Brandon, you want to go up there?
Yeah, deal. We have a short video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will put that up right now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let me share my screen so everyone on here can see it. Oh, sorry, guys.
Do you want to share your computer, Izzy, with us online also, your screen of his presentation? right, looks like we lost him for a sec. Just 1 second.
Yeah, but it's not sharing. We'll just go like this. Click entire screen. Do it click entire screen. And then I'll film. Let's go back to kindergarten.
Yes.
I know. Look at.
That'll work, Izzy. That's
Okay.
fine.
I'm just an observer.
Yeah, okay, you guys are good.
I'm sorry, we can't hear it. They need to share audio.
Thanks for having us. So we're kind of a one-stop shop. We've got a design center in Merrick Fork right off the freeway. We've been in here before to meet with you guys. Ben couldn't make it. He had to go up to Wyoming to visit his brother. I tried to tell him this was way more important, but so yeah, we've got a design center, we've got an architect. We're about half and half, where people want to pick one of our floor plans and modify it, or they want to start from scratch, design something brand new. So we're currently updating our website. It's going to show a lot more of our custom stuff that we've been doing over the years. So right now it just kind of shows our existing floor plans. Any assistants? Yeah, right. We've got awesome construction managers and helpers. So we build about 12 to 15 homes a year. We do specialize in high energy efficient homes. We do SIP and ICF, insulated concrete foundation, stuff like that. So the LDS Church is actually using us to install their ICF at the Salem State Center that's getting built right now. So we're kind of the experts in that. But we do traditional stick framed and all that stuff. So any deal that you bring to us, we've got 3% built in for you. So, and then, is there anything else we need to talk about then?
What cities are you expecting?
Right now they're in Payson and Salem. So we've got one right across the street from the Salem Junior High. And then we've got one down the street from the Payson Temple.
What are those two prices?
$850 for the one in Payson and $1,050,000 for the one in Salem.
Do you have any incentives for buyers? A lender?
We're always running different incentives. So I should have brought anyway. We just did one where we were offering $5,000 in the design center. So we work with Alta Bank and they're doing up to $8,000 towards closing costs right now. So yeah, we just kind of want to be an asset for you. Like keep our card. If someone's not finding what they want, like maybe they ought to build. and maybe they're looking for a lot, and they don't know if like the floor plan is going to fit on that lot. So our architect can pull up from the plat map, see the setbacks, the building envelope, so that like you're not wasting your time, doing all that stuff. It's like we'll take a floor plan and like set it on the lot, show them like a site plan, and anyways, we just want to be an asset to you, make you guys look good, and we're low pressure. We'll do. If someone wants to start from scratch, we will do concepts and rough pricing at no cost. So, and then if they decide to move forward, we can make revisions.
So I met your managers earlier today.
Yeah.
And, very impressive advertising for the company. An agent has a bare lot. He's not able to sell it. And you work with him with a rendering so he can put it as a
Yes.
built sale.
We do that quite a bit. So we've got one in Linden right now. Yeah, we do it fairly often. So it helps get you guys more exposure, us more exposure. Yeah, we'll do a great big 4x6 sign with rendering of a home, put like your number on it. We put our number underneath yours. So, and then we actually, if someone decides to buy the lot and build with us, we pay you $2,500. So.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm online. I don't know if you already answered this question because we couldn't hear the first of your presentation, but how far down south do you go? You said Payson is where you're right now, but
yeah, we're
I'm in
building in
Cedar.
Payson right now, but like we would go to, I mean, it depends on the project. I mean, we'd probably go an hour and a half south of, probably another hour past Payson.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Any other questions?
What is an hour south?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Something like that. I'm trying to think, is it Bird's Eye? That's like, we've looked at stuff in Bird's Eye. Hasn't gone through, but anyways.
There's already 4 houses there.
Yeah, right? We'll build the other 4. Double their population.
Yeah.
Oh, she's curious about the seeds.
Yeah, we potentially go to Cedar City. It depends. Someone's building a big, nice, like custom house on the hill. Yeah, we'd probably do it.
Okay.
Most of our trades go down. Most of our trades go down to St. George already, anyways. So, yeah.
Does everybody understand what the cement building that you were talking about?
No, I think we talked about more last time, but the ICF, they're insulated concrete forms. So they are a foam form that you stack and tie all your rebar in. You usually go up to the roof trusses. You pour concrete in it. It's more fire resistant. It's stronger. It's more quiet inside the home. Your energy bills are going to be cheaper. You're 10 to 15% more on your upfront cost for your foundation and your framing. But it's a lot of our kind of higher end clients that are building their forever homes. They're like retiring and they're like, I want to build something that's going to be quiet, comfortable, and you're going to have less hot and cool spots. And when it's 100 degrees outside, you can still get your home to a comfortable level. So yeah, it's a great product. It's a little bit more expensive up front, but you will recoup your costs. So
It's called what?
ICF, insulated concrete form. Yeah.
Got it. Thanks for lunch.
Okay, you're very welcome. Thanks for having us. Bye.
Thank you.